and welcome to my channel. My name is Stefania if you are new here. So today we are going to be playing with the new Natasha Denona Love Palette. So she came out with a Valentine's Day collection this year and I'm so here for it. I feel like I love it when companies do like holiday collections. It just makes me so excited. And I'm like, who needs a man? You can buy yourself a palette. Okay? So anyways, let's go ahead and get into this video. I will be doing swatches and everything with palettes. I've gotten questions about the Jackie Aina palette and other Natasha Denona, so we will definitely be doing that. So if you are interested, please don't forget to subscribe down below. I would really appreciate it. And let's go ahead and hop into this video. Alright, so let's go ahead and open her up. I waited for you guys because I was like, I'm so excited. I had to go get tweezers out of the bathroom because I could not get it open and I just... Ugh. Anyways, I am in love with this packaging. I love like the pink color so much. I think it's perfect for Valentine's Day. But yeah, I don't know why it became such a girl the last few years, but anything pink, I'm just like, woo, it's so pretty. All right, so here is what she looks like up nice and close. I am really excited to try out this color story. So you got your pinks, so like not overly purple, which I was happy about, but I'm excited to see. It doesn't look as vibrant, if you will, like when I'm looking at it in person compared to online pictures, but I'm like, whoo. So let's go ahead. We're going to start off with Intense, which is this color right here. It's like I can't tell if it's like a coral or a hot pink, and I'm using the Anastasia eye primer is what I have on right now. Alright, I'm just going to dip back in. It's definitely going on intensely. Like, it's definitely not a faint color, that's for sure. I'm actually going to switch brushes because this is not the brush I was trying to use. So I'm going to place this above my crease, not necessarily right in it. I don't know, were you guys excited about this color story? I feel like it was, it's a little more unique from her. There are a few colors where I feel like could be somewhat similar to other palettes, which I feel like at this point, I mean, what isn't similar? But I feel like she does do a lot of like cranberry-ish kind of colors, but I think that overall it's looking really pretty. Okay, so far I'm really liking this color. It's a little bit more, it's nice and vibrant. It's definitely a pink, like a little corally, but definitely not as like corally as I thought it was going to be. It definitely leans more pink. You do kind of have to work with it in terms of like blending it out, but once it's blended, it's fine. But I wouldn't say it's like a seamless, like blends out super easily. If you guys can tell, it's like, it also could just be my dry patches on my eyebrows right now. So, but it is blending. There's like no issues with it. It's just, I'm used to hers just like blending out like crazy well. I will say I do like on this one because it gives you a little chart of all of her different formulas that are in here. So there's CM and then you have 8K in here, you have CP. So now she on the back, I don't remember these, maybe I'm crazy, but before I don't remember them being on there where it says the matte eyeshadows apply with a fluffy eyeshadow brush to blend out detail for brushes for precision. Metallic duochrome and chroma crystal apply with dense eyeshadow brushes for a subtle finish, or hair high payoff apply with a damp eyeshadow brush or the tip of your finger. So not like that was like revolutionary. I think most of us know that, but I appreciated it that it said it on the box. All right, I want to deepen this up a little bit, so I'm actually going to take the shade Soul, which is right here. I would say if this palette like has an overall like feeling to it, it's more almost like mauve-y than I thought it was going to be. Not in a bad way, but a little bit deeper than what I had envisioned. I do wonder if these are gonna, I feel like pinks and purples always stain my eyes, which I don't have a problem with because I know that, but we shall see. All right, on a different brush, I'm gonna pick up this shade right here, which is First, and just use that to blend up here. Not a lot. I don't mind taking my eyeshadow pretty high up since I already have hooded lids. I need some extra lid space created. So, just kind of blend everything. And then this is Sonia G's Jumbo brush. Yeah. And I usually just take that through everything once I'm done anyway. Just to make sure everything is nicely blended. So let's actually swatch a few of these, and that way we can decide what we want to do in the outer corner. So I could go in with any of these three, which is that Heart shade, Heartbeat, and Trust, which is like a deep purple. I think I'm going to mix Heartbeat and Heart. So like the mauve and the red shade. Whew, I went and got my second holes pierced. My sister's here and she's like, what do you want for Christmas? And she was going to go get her tragus pierced. And I was like, you know, I haven't had these done since I was like 12. So I'm like super excited about it. All right, so I'm going to go in with Heart. Let's just see how deep it is real quick before going in with Heartbeat. I think it's fun though when like companies come out with like a Valentine's Day theme or like a holiday theme palette. I feel like it brings, you know, because I don't do anything for the holiday, like Valentine's Day. Like Nick, I love that man, but he sucks at Valentine's Day. Like last year he got me See's candy and I was like, nobody likes See's candy. I don't like See's chocolate at all. Like I feel like they do not rate high on my dark chocolate rating. All right, so it is a nice deep red. And then on the other side, I'm gonna wipe my brush. I have a little color switch in front of me. My poor foundation is just coming off, like, I'm like, drag you down. My nose has been really, really runny. Allergies. And then let's take Heartbeat over here. That way we can see the difference between the two colors. Okay, so this is definitely like a burgundy compared to a Heartbeat, which is like more of a red. So I don't know which one I like better, but I'm gonna mix the two together and just blend it back through the crease. All right, so those two shades were great. I feel like I kind of blended away a lot of the initial shade we brought down. So I'm just going to, like with barely any pressure on my brush, just go in a little bit. But I feel like I'm having a little bit trouble with this shade in particular, like that intense one in terms of the way it's blending. Not bad, you just have to work with it a little bit more than what I'm used to with Natasha Denona shadows, but the other ones blended just fine. Like I said, it could be my dry lids. Okay. Now for the, oh no. I forgot I had the swatches and I Okay, so here are a few of the metallic swatches. I'm like, ooh, Commitment is very, very deep. Like this plummy deep one right here. Blind is really pretty. What do I want to use? And then this one right here is Transparent. So I think I want to do something a little different because I feel like I want to use the most unique ones to this palette. So I'm going to take Commitment, which is that deep one. I'm not going to put it all over the lid. I'm just going to take it right here. But I can already picture like this with like a, you know, it'd be really easy to do like this color with the halo eye with the silver. I'm almost gonna use that to like deepen up that outer V completely. I'm getting a little bit of fallout, not crazy. I was gonna put down powder and then I got so excited I forgot. And then we're gonna take that transparent color all over the lid. Like just meeting into that Commitment shade. I'm gonna take it up a little higher than what my normal crease is. I don't necessarily feel like Natasha Denona shadows need to be wet, but I still like to do it. So let's just dip back into that transparent color. Yeah, it definitely intensified it from the other side. I'm going to go ahead and deepen up that Commitment color as well. So far, I'm really liking the way that these shades are going together. I was a little bit like, I don't know. It does, I would say if anything, it does remind me a little bit of the Jeffree Star Blood Sugar palette just because of the reds and the maroons. Like that was the whole point of that palette. So I would say if you have anything similar, it'd probably be more closest to that. All the fallout, but it wasn't a lot of fallout. It was just a little bit in case that is important to you. There was some, wasn't awful. All right, I'm gonna use the spaghetti straps just in the center from Fenty, just to add something a little bit different rather than just doing black all the time, which in my case is usually brown, but still. All right, for the lower lash line, I'm actually wanting to take, let's go with Trust close to the lash line. Trust is the deep purple. If I do too much of the like heartbeat shade, I'm gonna look sick. So I was like, let's try that, the deep purple. All right, and then I'm gonna take the shade Soul again. So this is the shade we used on the lower lash line. And then we're gonna take Soul to blend it out. I really, really wanted like the lip colors, but I was like between this and the Glow palette, I was like, that's enough. I ordered the Glow palette from Beautylish because usually Beautylish's service is a lot faster than Sephora, but not today. Like my palette hasn't even shipped from Beautylish yet. I'm like a little bit like, but at least I have the palette for you guys right now, but I will definitely be doing a video once I get that. But then like, I was like, after I bought those, I was like, you gotta stop somewhere. Like you don't need the glasses right now. I'm gonna wait and see when they're in store and then maybe get them. And then I know Pat McGrath's new gloss comes out tomorrow too, so I was like, you don't need more. At least that's what I tell myself. I'm like, no. I really like this shade Soul. I feel like it's a very unique mauve-y type color. So now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take a little bit of Blind. It's called, yeah, Blind, which is the silver. I'm not a huge silver girl, okay? Let me say that. But when she swatched this one, I was like, like, I need that. So I'm going to take it and drag it along just right through there. Ooh. So that is a really nice silver. That's like super intense. Do you guys like silver as an eyeshadow? I don't know why I've never liked silver as an eyeshadow. And then I sometimes look at them and I'm like, actually, it's really pretty. So I really, really like that pop there. And then the only thing is like, do I want to use that as an inner corner? I mean, I guess I could take it up a little bit. Because there's not really like a shade that I'm like, other than the one we used on the lid. But I'll probably still go in with a highlight shade because you have that matte there that you could use if you want to use mattes in the, you know, inner corner. But I'm someone who likes more of like a metallic in the inner corner. So I'll probably use whatever face highlight to go over that. So I'm going to add some liner, lashes, and then let's do some swatches and comparisons. But I really like the way that this came out so far. All right, guys, so here are some swatches of the palette. Like I said, like there are a lot of obviously burgundy and shades like that, burgundy and, you know, reds, but it's definitely a deeper palette now having had it than I feel like it looked when it first came out. Like the brightest shade is the one that I like went in with initially, but I really, really like, I feel like this palette isn't going to be a need by any means. I like the way this look turned out. I actually ended up adding a black into my waterline because I just felt like it looked a little off. Like I was like, I need black. So I did end up smoking in with a black. And that shade Commitment, it's funny because like when she does a few of her mattes, like the way that they look in the pan, like this, the Commitment shade, I was like, oh, it's a shimmer. And then I put them on and I was like, oh, it's not a shimmer. Like it just looks like that in the pan, but it really wasn't. So just kind of going through those, but let's go ahead and move on to some comparisons. The Natasha Denona Lila palette, I don't feel like is very similar. The only shades, like looking at this that I would be like, okay, is that the same, would be, like this one's much more, like the purples in here are a lot more vibrant. So let me swatch these two. So maybe this shade and this one right here. Let's swatch them right there. So you can see like that's definitely more of like a purple. Like I would say the Lila palette is more purpley. And then the Commitment shade, I could see that. Like that's definitely similar to, you know, the Commitment shade up here. But yeah, I wouldn't say it's like spot on. And then looking at other Natasha Denona palettes, I'm gonna switch arms real quick. So here is the Sunset palette side by side. So again, like one of her new minis. I feel like this is definitely more orangey, like it is sunsetty compared to this. This has a good mix of like cool tones in here, whereas this is definitely a more warmer tone palette. And like looking at them side by side, I don't feel like there's gonna be a ton of dupes. Like maybe one or two, but definitely not like the whole thing. Okay, so compared to the Sunset, this is what the swatches are. The top one is all from the Sunset, and the second one is from the Love palette. So I made sure to do Clove and Heartbeat, which I do feel like are pretty similar. And then Oyster versus Pure Love, and Poppy versus Passion. So you can definitely see that there's a difference between them, other than like these two mattes, which I will say like some of these mattes don't swatch very well in terms of like the Love palette, but they actually performed very well in the eyes. The only one that I was like saying that I had a little iffiness was with the Intense shade here. It didn't go on the easiest, but yeah, everything else so far, I'm definitely gonna do more looks. I feel like this is definitely a palette like where I'm just like, if you don't like you have to either be a national like collector's item, or maybe this is very something unique in your collection. Do I feel like it is gonna be for everybody? Probably not. Like these aren't shades that someone would wear every single day, so I'm interested to see what else I can come up with, but I wouldn't say it's like the most wearable palette. It's easy to come up with looks, but it very much leans into that like almost like a grungy purple pinkish range. So if that's your thing, I think you're gonna love this. Like I really like the way my look turned out, but could I have gotten this like with other palettes? Like yeah, so I feel like it's not necessarily the most unique on the market. I do have the Blood Sugar palette as well. And then a lot of people were saying that this looks similar to the Jackie Aina palette, and I don't really see it. I'm going to do a few swatches though, just so I cover all my bases here. Okay, I stand corrected. I do kind of see where this is coming from. So here we have Jackie Aina, and then Natasha Denona, Jackie Aina, Natasha Denona, and then these three. Yeah, these three are all Jackie Aina, and then it goes into the Natasha Denona Love palette. So they, especially if you're looking at the purples, like I said, like for starting from here to that really vibrant purple is the Jackie Aina palette with ABH, and then here are some swatch comparisons of what's in the Love palette. And at the top, like the Jackie Aina shimmer one definitely leans more red, and then that is the shade Passion from the other palette. So the matte purples, I could see how it'd be really similar, and to be honest, like the Jackie Aina palette is definitely more vibrant. The only other shade I wanted to swatch next to it, this is the shade Supreme, that pink from the Jackie Aina, and then this is the shade Intense from Natasha Denona. So they're slight differences for sure in the palettes, but yes, I could see where that's coming from, but you're also not getting, I wouldn't say that they're the exact same, but they are similar for sure. Yeah, it's hard to look at them though side by side because they have such different, like this one has a lot more in terms of warmer shades compared to this one. So I don't know. I guess it's up to you depending on what you have, but that was actually more similar, I think, than any of the Natasha Denona palettes. I didn't think it was going to be that much, but definitely is. And I have deep love for my Jackie Aina palette, okay? So overall, I would say I love the packaging of this palette. I need to play with it a little bit more and give you guys kind of an update on that. I really do like the color story. I don't know if I'm going to get as much use with it than my other palettes, but I'm happy that it was the $65 one. Like, I don't think I would have spent $129 just because these aren't shades that I reach for all the time. but I think it's a really cute like Valentine's Day theme. I think if you are interested in it, you know, there were a few shades where I had to work with in terms of the mattes. And it's just, I don't know if it's just me, like if you guys have a hard time noticing between the mattes metallics in this palette, but like I do now. Like I'm just like, oh, like even this one I thought was a metallic shade and it's not, it's a matte. So it's definitely a good ratio of mattes to shimmers, and I feel like it's something different from her. So I think it's a really cute palette. Again, if you have these shades, I don't think it's something like super unique to where I'm like run out and buy it. But I'm happy I have it. So I'm really excited for the Love Cheek palette. But yeah, $65. It is on Sephora. It is on Beautylish. You do get a good mix. So it is a 15-pan palette, $65. It is available at Sephora, at Beautylish. I believe it's coming to store, so if you have any, you know, concerns, I would wait until February 6th until it's released in store. But I feel like it's a unique palette. I'm not upset with it by any means, and it is magnetic, so you can pop these out and rearrange them the way that you want, which I really like that feature, even though I don't really use it. But overall, I'm happy with the palette. I'm going to be using it over the next few videos for sure and see what more variety I can get. Like that's the only thing where I'm just like, how much variety can I get with this palette, considering a lot of the, you know, it's definitely like what's themed. It's purple and pink, you know. But yeah, I'm happy it wasn't a warmer tone palette, especially considering we had the Metropolis release. So I'm happy about it. But yeah, it is, if you have the Jack Yanni palette, I would say it's pretty similar. But yeah, that is it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please let me know your thoughts about the palette. I always love to hear them, and I will be doing more videos. Please don't forget to subscribe. I will definitely be uploading once I get my face palette in. But that is it for me. Bye, guys.